Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Marketing 101 for Chiropractors and Dr. Enrico. And we are going to go through Google. Google's been going through a lot of changes in 2024 on their back end that they're not being very transparent about to you when it comes to your Google Ads Manager. So when you go in there, you'll see the optimization scores that are newer to Google Ads as of 2023. I highly recommend using those recommendations. You're always going to see them recommending a higher ad spend per day. Of course, they're in the money business. They're trying to get as much as possible. But some of people are running into some newer problems about bots that are clicking on their ads a lot. So these can happen, not very prevalent in the chiropractic profession because you don't have your competitors really wanting to do that to you. But I've heard of places where they are doing this. And we looked into it, and it was very apparent that the bots were clicking their ad spend way up high because they had a 4-time fold on their clicks. So not to worry you. Most of you don't have to worry about this. Some of you are like, dude, I don't even know how to do Google ads, but that's what these podcasts are all about. So go into your Google Ad Manager, whether you run ads or not. Make sure you clean this up. Make sure your Google My Business, which has gone away as of July 31st, 2024, but you still want to make sure your data is all correct in your Google Ads account, whether you run ads or not. You may have never, ever set up a campaign, and that's okay. But for those of you that do try to run ads, good for you. Good job. When you run your ads on Google Ads, you're going to run a campaign. Maybe you tried different campaigns. The typical campaign we suggest running is a search campaign. So you go to leads, of course, when you go in there and you search and you want people to search for you. So you're going to create a search campaign. This is where you want to optimize keywords. You want to pick your keywords. You want to go to SEMrush, or you want to go to your Google Search Console, and you want to check what keywords are popping up for most of your search prevalency. So this means that when people are searching in your area for not just chiropractic or your services, but maybe conditions that you may solve for them or problems you may solve for them, you want to put those into your keywords. And the longer you run this, the more data you will get. Even if you're not running ads, it will still show you the search click rate that you get for the terms that are being searched. Then we go to the other podcasts about SEO, blogs. Go back and listen to those ones. They're all listed for you nicely in our podcast library. And go to those and listen to them. I try and keep these quick and short for you, 15 minutes on average, 20 minutes so it's digestible and you get the information that you need. So go back. You may have to learn a little bit. If you need some help, give me a call. So Google Ads, when you go in there, you're going to create a search campaign. I highly recommend trying this. Try it out, put $300 a month. Just put something little towards it to test it. And you might get a couple new patients out of it. Pretty cool. But put it in there, and it's a search campaign. And then we can try other things. Then you have conversion targets when you get in there. So you're going to tell Google, listen, what do I want to convert for with my ads? Do I want people to come to my office physically? Do I want people to call my office? Do I want them to go to my website? Do I want them to purchase something from my store? Those are the options you're going to get. The typical things you will get with a brick and mortar practice like a chiropractor is you're going to want people to either come to your office, give you a call, or fill out a contact us form on your website. So you can actually pick all three conversions. The most common one is calls, and many of you run the call feature. This is where in 2024, we're running into a little bit of problems. You may notice you're getting a lot of random phone calls that are not even people that are going to use your services. That's one problem that's coming up. I've noticed it in my business, or both. The other problem is a lot of people are searching for their chiropractor or the one that they currently see, but because your ads are doing so well, or a lot of your competitors have dropped Google ads right now for a short term, they're just trying something else maybe, and you are now competing with fewer people in the area. Google's changed their map thing. Most people, 82% of all searches happen on mobile devices. Okay. So on your mobile device, when you go and search for something, and what we're getting is they're looking for their chiropractors. So they're looking for John Smith Chiropractic. They're putting in John Smith Chiropractic because they're looking for the phone number, right? And what ends up happening is we show up as number one on the hit. And what they used to do is you had to click on it to get the click. and get the phone number to click on it. Now, when you do a Google search or you do a Google search from your Google Maps, that's where everyone is searching now. They go to the Google Map app on their phone. They don't go to the Google search, the Google search console. They don't go to the Google app for the internet. They go to the Google Map app. That's what's happening. So bam, on the right side, we're running ads. We come up as number one. They call us, hey, I'm looking to book an appointment with Dr. John Smith. And we're like, well, we don't have a Dr. John Smith here. Where does he work? This is Full Life Chiropractic. And they're like, oh, Smith Chiropractic. And we're like, no, that's 9 miles away from you. Like, what is going on? Why did you call us? The first few calls we didn't think too much about. Now it's happening like 5-6 times a day, every single day. I'm like, is this really worth the money? So that's what's happening. So if you're getting that, or you're getting bots that are always on there clicking stuff, they're always doing that stuff. It's not Google that sends them out, unless we want to get into conspiracy theories, but let's not do that. Google's not actually putting bots out there. They don't want to harm their clients' ads. They want you to succeed and get clients so that you keep advertising, right? It could be your competitors. This does not happen at our small business level. This happens, Coke and Pepsi, they might do that. Bigger, chain restaurants, they might do that. I mean, these are bigger things. Maybe medical hospitals may do this against each other, or ambulance or EMS services, they may do that. But there wouldn't be, I don't see why someone would pay money to harm your bit, but not impossible. So if you're running into these things, now, Enrico, get to the point, dude. What's going on? What do I do? Keywords. You got to clean up these keywords. So we get our CAs when I'm like, record the doctor's name, record the office as well. And we're getting like pediatrician, people are calling for pediatricians, like medical doctors, dental. I mean, it's happening all over the place. Then we got to go into our keywords, back into our Google ads. And what we're going to do in there is we're going to put negative keyword searches in our ads, especially if you're paying for Google ads. I mean, now you want to go into the negative keyword search and say, listen, I don't want any more John Smith calling our office. Like if people are looking for Smith Chiropractic, like we got to get rid of this. So you put in John Smith Chiropractic, you put in John Smith, their office name, all as negative keywords to do that. If you listen to some other podcasts, I've also told you to put your clinic name as a negative keyword. If people put in the name of your practice, Dr. Enrico Ciccori, I mean, I'm the only guy with that name in America. Like there's no reason for me to pay for that ad. Like if someone puts that, you're going to see me pop up. All my social profiles are going to pop up, and probably number one is going to be my chiropractic office. It's going to pop up. So I don't want to pay for that. If people can spell my name right, I don't need to pay for that. So that's a negative keyword. Enrico's a negative keyword. Ciccori's a negative keyword. I put that as a negative keyword on there. Same thing with the name of our practice. If somebody's putting in Full Life Chiropractic, that's fine. It's great. Now with your competitors, you can get unique with this, and you can put in their name of their practice into your positive keyword search. So when they do search the close offices to you, you come up number one. You may catch a new patient out of that. They may be shopping for a new chiropractor. So you show up as number one, and they were searching, maybe they didn't know the name of that practice. Maybe it was called like Rejuvenate Babies Wellness Webster Upside Down Chiropractic, and they have a stupid office name. And then you just put in, Webster or Full Life, and you show up number one. Well, then they're going to come to you. Rejuvenation, Provoking Excellent Health Chiropractic. Well, you have a stupid ass name. Well, then I'm going to take advantage of that. And I'm going to put in the keywords for my office so that they come to something like Enrico Chiropractic. Make sense? Okay. All right. Should not get too sassy on these podcasts, but that is what's going on with Google. If you're wondering and scratching your head, another negative thing, this is like negative Nancy today, is they are being suppressed. The ads are being suppressed too. I don't have an answer for you on that. Everything went off the rocker back in April, May-ish. You may have all noticed like a decline in Google new patients. Contact us forms on your website went down. All this, I don't have a clear blog that I've read about yet on what's going on there. Something's going on for sure. They're changing things. I mean, my Google business ended July 31st. Your directory searches are there. Google sending you emails about, hey, your data is now going to, as of August 31st, going to be eliminated. So if you need to get, this is how you download it. So they're obviously doing an overhaul on the back end. And even the Google experts that call me, because I manage so many accounts, I always say yes to the calls because then I ask them all these outside questions. They're like, "Well, do you want help with these ads?" Like, that's why I'm calling you. I'm like, no, no, no. Tell me all about Silicon Valley, California, and what you guys are up to. And I get it, don't get very many answers because they're based all over the world. Some of these callers, mainly India. But so I don't get the answers that I want, but I'm always like digging to see what's going on in there. And there's not much. I don't have anything good or tasty to tell you, but there is a back end change. So you got two options. Stop wasting your money and pause for a little bit. Take a different route. Or reduce your ad spend a little bit so you're still searching for those positive keywords that you put in there and run a Google Max campaign, Performance Max campaign as well. So that's what you do. So if you have like a daily spend of $30 on Facebook on Google per day, you might want to go down to 15 and then run a $15 Google Max. So your ad budget stays the same per day and try and test those two against each other. A Performance Max campaign, I'll do a separate podcast on this. Don't worry about this today. But if you're curious, you can go in there, and the Google Ads platform has become so easy. Now, easy for me to say, doing it for so long and seeing how they've progressed. They've really made it click and go, very much like Meta has. I think they're copying that system, seeing how successful Meta has been on getting so many people running ads. Almost everybody has tried to run ads on Facebook, from hair salons to dog groomers. Everyone's trying it. So, and I think Google is taking that as well and saying, hey, let's make this very streamlined for our advertisers, even solopreneurs that want to do this themselves. And that's what's happening right now. So go in there, play with it. I mean, when we say try marketing, it's never, ever burning money, ever, because you're testing your market and understanding a little bit better than paying any agency or any marketers out there to test it for you, because now you got retainer fees to do that. Okay. The good thing about delegating marketing to an agency is that they have probably done this before and know what's going on. So they're going to skip a lot of the junk. Hopefully the mistakes they skip, but you're a new business to them. And unless they're very experienced in your profession, I don't think you should try them. If you met them at BNI, don't hire them. You want to pick somebody that is in the field, that has done this a lot and maybe specific to the profession that you're in. That's probably the best course for that. That's why when other people come to me, a lot of dentists, call me up, and I don't feel comfortable with Google. With Facebook, I do. There's so many things we can do with Facebook for the cleanings, exams, first consults. It's fun and it works. But on Google, I'm like, keywords, what's going on? I really don't know their market really well. And of course, I don't take them on as a client for that particular reason. I mean, we don't need my reputation getting hurt. I don't need that. So I want to help people. So there you go. If you're scratching your head, that's why I'm still scratching my head. I don't have any direct answers for you, but yes, Google's kind of wonky right now. So you got two options: save your money, wait till the storm settles and they announce what the heck they've been doing, or stay with your hat in the game. And you know where I'm coming from. I always want to throw my hat in the game. I always want to stay in the game, because the mission is serving people, serving my community. So if I ever take my hat out of the game, I feel like it's a contradiction to my philosophy, because I'm saying I want to serve the community, but I'm like, I'm going to stop from them searching me. And 83% of all searches happen on Google. Unfortunately, they got us. They got us there. So be there. And just a friendly reminder right now, right when you turn off this podcast, change all your passwords on your social media, on your Google, and on your email, and all your bank accounts right now. Change them. It's just a friendly reminder. If you don't do it very often, do it right now. Go on there, bank accounts, all social media, Google, and email. Change all, whether you use Gmail or not. Go in there, change all those, protect yourselves from all that. And you should be doing that every few months. Honestly, just change the passwords. Great. I think it was a great podcast. Stay on there. That was more of a PSA week for you. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys all rock. Every single one of you. Keep doing what you're doing to your success. Have a great week.